Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Well, hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today and to be joined by some amazing people. Integrity's been able to add so many iconic partners to the Integrity family over the years, and so many great people. One of the things I think that is so special about Integrity is it's really a people company. And if we ever forget that, we're going to be out of business. And I love it when great people join the Integrity family because it expands your family in so many different ways. And so I'm so excited to welcome the Porter Group Insurance to the Integrity family. Today I'm joined by Gene Porter, CEO of the Porter Group, and Julia Porter, the COO of the Porter Group, here with us. They're based out of Kentucky. We've got a lot of things we can talk about with that, and bourbon and basketball and all great things there. But I'm super excited to learn more about y'all's story, about how passionate you are about serving the people in your area and really make sure that they have a great product. So welcome to the Integrity family. Thank y'all for joining us, and thank you for being here in Dallas today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So you're in Kentucky. We were talking about this for a minute. If you're in Kentucky, you got to be into a lot of different things, but certainly bourbon. The Bourbon Trail, I lived outside of, you're from Ohio originally.
Yeah.
So I grew up in West Texas. I moved to Ohio. And up there, it's so easy to drive to different places. Here in Texas, you drive 10 hours and you're still in Texas. There, I remember I was right outside Cincinnati and driving to Lexington and seeing the horse farms. Unbelievable. And then driving down to like Bardstown and Louisville and all the different places and seeing all the bourbon and just how it's made. I remember just being amazed by the history of all the different towns and all that went into that. So you guys, you just are so blessed, I think, to be where you are. So are you a bourbon guy? We were talking a little bit about this before.
Yeah, well, I wasn't until I went on a golf trip, and then we did a bourbon tasting, and then we do a lot of our rollouts at Buffalo Trace and Maker's Mark and those places, Woodford Reserve, and so we do that, and we've done some of the tasting, but I really got more involved in it after that trip and realizing that there's so much more than just drinking a bottle of bourbon or tasting it. So
there's so much goes into it. It's like going to wine country and seeing all the different things goes into it.
But as a marketing strategy, it's very smart the way they do it. They allocate, it's hard to find.
It is hard to find.
And all these collectors, but.
Yeah, we were just talking about some of those things that are hard to find. When I went there, it was in 2099, maybe it was 99. And I was by myself because I was traveling around there, and I went to Maker's Mark. And back then they were hand dipping, they would hand dip the bottles in the wax, and I got to hand dip one. And so I've still got it in my house.
Oh, really?
And it's a little bottle, and I got to hand dip it. Do they still let you do that?
They still let you do that.
Oh, that's so cool.
During basketball season, they'll do a UK one. Just
a blue one.
And people collect those. I mean, they go like hotcakes. It's crazy.
So my father-in-law is a huge bourbon guy. He loves bourbon. It's funny. I bought him a couple of nice bottles, and he's got this bourbon list that he's given me, and I didn't know that much about bourbon. And then so every Christmas or something, I usually buy him a bottle of bourbon, and they're really hard to find and they're super expensive. So I just got him a bottle of Colonel Taylor, which is a nice one. He won't open it though. I got him a bottle of Pappy's one time. Yeah. I got him a bottle of Blanton's and a couple of others. I can't remember all the names anymore, but he went to college in Kentucky, as we were talking about, in Lexington. And so he's a diehard Kentucky fan. He records every basketball game, knows everything about Kentucky basketball. But I didn't know that they did that. I may have to get you to pick me one up, and I'll Venmo you for the blue one, because he does not have that in his collection. No. A blue bottle of Maker's Mark.
UK, every year they do something different, and a date and a meeting and behind all their stuff. So yeah, if you're a part of the Blue Nation, you need to have that.
Yeah, we'll get together on that later, and like I said, I'll Venmo you or send you some money some way. But that'd be awesome because he is like sold out on bourbon and Kentucky. So he would love that. Now, you guys have built such an amazing business, and it's so exciting to partner with you today. And I understand y'all had a unique entrance into the insurance business. It wasn't, let me take a step back. I'm not sure anybody has like a straightforward route into the insurance business. Most of us didn't grow up wanting to be an insurance agent. I know if you ask my kids right now, they want to be, one of them is now wanting to be like an animal scientist or something. He's like super into animals. So that was his new thing. It's either I think it's like a zoologist or Patrick Mahomes. And then my other one, he's not sure what he wants to be, but they're 8 and 11, so it's super fun right now. Not many people set out and say, I'm going to be an insurance person. But I understand y'all had a unique circumstance that brought you into the business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, what started for myself, and we'll get to Julia, but I had a house fire right before the attack on 9/11, and we saw the importance of how having the insurance and the right insurance. So that was the introduction, because the guy told me, you ever think about getting in the insurance business? And I got to make 6 figures. I can't do that. Can I make any money? And he's like, well, it'll take you some time. And that always stayed with me. And a few years later, I lost my home on the courthouse steps, went through a divorce. And so all that stuff that happened got us into the insurance business and allowed me to get back out of the issues that we were having, because it just doesn't happen. So we're very close with the homeless shelter, and because I thought I was going to be homeless, and doing stuff for the disabled vets, and that's allowed us to keep our wings clipped and never forget where we came from. And that's how we got started, and having that servant's heart, because we've never sold a policy. We just have just taken care of our clients, and that educate them and be able to be a part of this opportunity, that this partnership that we have now just takes us to the next level. And Julie and I are the new American blended family. We've been together almost 10 years, and I have 3 children. She has 2. We're both single parents, and the insurance world has taken us different levels, but allowed us to be at home with our children. And I'll let her go into what she did, but it's a family. It's a family business, and it's a family network. And when we talk about people business, I always tell the agents it's a relationship business, and your partners, we have a relationship with all of them, and glad to be a part of that family.
Yeah, well, we're glad you guys are as well. It's one of our core values. And as we've talked about core values, you guys, you line up so well with, your core values line up so well with ours. Now, you started out as an occupational therapist, correct?
I did. I was an occupational therapist for about 20 years.
Wow.
And most recently worked in a nursing homes because I love the geriatric population, the elderly. But after working on my feet for 20 years on concrete and lifting heavy patients, I had a lot of foot issues. And I eventually ended up losing my job for being off with my foot. And I said, well, I guess, Gene, I'll get my license and help you. And that kind of turned it into us starting our own agency.
Man, that's incredible. I think that there's such an interesting correlation between insurance and healthcare, and especially just kind of that passion for service that you already have as an occupational therapist, that you can, and we've seen this with people who are nurses, people who have different areas of background of serving people, and then being able to come into this industry and be able to serve people just in a different way. I love what you said a minute ago. I'm a huge believer that we don't sell anything. We're a service company. In fact, we changed our core values. Well, we didn't change them. We set out our core values with this concept that I remember getting super frustrated about this. We were working really hard. The sales weren't happening. And one of my best friends said, man, sales are a byproduct. That's like, you need to be focused on serving people. I mean, it was a paradigm shift for me. It was this idea of, if I can serve more people, then the sales will take care of themselves. And I love what Zig Ziglar said. We're really close with the Zig Ziglar Corporation. They're building this amazing leadership academy that I'm so excited. It's amazing what we're doing with his son, Tom. But one of the things he said is, if you believe in your service or your product enough, then you have a moral obligation to sell it. And I think that that's true. We've got this moral obligation when you've gone through and seen the experience that you've gone through or gone through and worked with people, especially in a tough time, like in the nursing home, and being able to serve them. We have the opportunity to serve them in a different way. And I know you guys have such a passion for service that you've mentioned this before, but you guys do so much in your community. Tell us a little bit more about that, because I think that what we're doing and what we try to do is serve not only nationally in so many different ways, but we're serving one person at a time, and then we're trying to serve local communities in a bigger way. And how Integrity gives back has been so amazing to watch. But you guys do that really well. So tell us a little bit about your passion about serving your local community and some of the things y'all do.
Yeah.
Well, as Gene and I were single parents for, 8 to 10 years, we have a passion to help out with those shelters, like, kind of we could feel, what the need was when you're by yourself trying to do it all. And we just have a passion for the homeless shelter. Gene introduced me to it, and we have some rental property, and we've wanted to partner with them for a long time, especially with disabled veterans.
Yeah.
And we had a property come open, and they said, there's a family, they have 5 children, a disabled vet, do you have any place? And we had a place out by the lake. We thought, well, we'll do Airbnb, make some good money over the summer. But we felt the need was much more important that a family has a home of their own and has that pride and ownership and, taking care of their own place. So we felt like that was more important for us. And we've just been able to give back to the community. And it's just been a blessing to us.
And that's just one chapter. And the other is that we do a lot of educational stuff at senior facilities. We do bingos, we do educational. It's all educational, but we don't forget them. And we go in there and explain, because they see TV ads all the time. And so we're in there not only just doing the dinners, but the bingos, just staying in front of them, and they're not forgotten. And we listen to them, and we do that actually 5 days a week. I mean, we're in different areas, and we go back to the communication with the hospitals. We try to educate them. If it doesn't come in right, it doesn't go out right. People don't understand traditional Medicare Advantage plans. So it's that full circle, and not every agent or agency does that. The seniors trust 3 people. They trust their doctor, their pastor, and their hometown pharmacist. And that's what I did when I first got into business almost 20 years ago, was get involved in my hometown pharmacies. And that's how I started. And I don't know if it was a Zig Ziglar thing, because when you said that about Zig Ziglar, one of our mottos is what? If we help enough people.
If you take care of the need of the client or, the person, the money will come.
Yeah. If you can help enough people get what they want,
right,
then you can have everything you want.
And that's
right.
Such a true statement.
And so I'm a very motivational person, and I shared that with the team last week, and it was great to hear you say that. And you can't outgive God.
I agree.
You can't do that. So we've never forgot that. And 12 years ago, I was broken. I had to borrow $100 to feed my family off of my best friend. And so we've never forgot that. And that's why we've grown. And I was just said, we just come back from Israel, and the floodgates open, because we said we were going to make some changes, and whatever God wants us to do, we truly live our life Christ first, family second, and work third, in that order. And all this opportunity came, and we're from a mom and pop company, and wished we had the tools to get to where we need to be to help service our clients. Yeah. And then we get the phone call from you guys. You can't make that stuff up.
Yeah.
You can't. I get goosebumps, and it's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Look, I love what you're talking about. The idea of living open-handedly. We talk about this some around here. If you're hanging on to this, if this is mine, then you can't give or receive, right? If you live open-handedly, you can give, you can receive, and that was a big part of us setting up our partner model in the early days, was this idea that we all come together, we can all serve more people, we can all do more, and ultimately we can accomplish more, right? Mm-hmm. And then in 2019, when we became employee-owned, it was a crazy decision we made. People don't give away great companies and value in the stock, but it was something we were just really convicted by, of saying, like, we're going to live by our core values of integrity, of family, of service, of respect, and partnership, then everybody's got to benefit from that partnership. And it can't just be a few people. And so when we convinced our shareholders at that time to give up some of our shares and give away our company to our employees, it changed everything. And if you look back on that moment in time, what we accomplished after that has been so much more because everybody's rolling in the same direction. And then the same thing goes with, our integrity partners of being able to say, listen, we're going to come together and you're going to own stock in our company. We're going to serve each other more. Because now we can invest in technology, support, and resources to better serve people at scale where you can't do it. When I started, out in my home and trying to, I remember playing this song over and over by a guy named David Crowder Band. I don't know if you ever heard David Crowder.
Love Crowder.
I love Crowder. And there's a song called Deliver Me off of the Illuminate album that talks about deliver me out of this sadness. I just remember me and my dog Bosco sitting under, he's no longer with me anymore, but he was sitting under the desk and trying to make it, work. And I was frustrated. And that's when my buddy said, you should be thinking about serving people, not selling. And that change of a trajectory, and then thinking about just the impact that we've been able to have and help so many people. And the idea that if we all come together, we can all accomplish more. And so that's why I'm so excited to be y'all's partner, excited to come alongside of you to help you grow even faster, because the more people you serve, the more people we all have a more lasting impact on. So thank you guys for joining us. If there's anything y'all need, I want y'all to know that we're all here to support you and serve you. I know you guys know a lot of our partners that have referred you into this opportunity, and I can speak for all of them that we're all excited about serving you. What are you most excited about as being part of Integrity now?
Everybody talks about the technology. You guys being a part of the leaders in the industry, there's nobody that can touch what we have, what you guys have built and continue to build. But as an independent agent and an agency, the technology is one thing, but we've stood alone and unprotected, and now we feel we have a seat at the table, and our opinions matter, and our success is your success. And if I could give any advice to anybody new that's coming in, and I'm old school from the Pittsburgh area. My father always said, you just work hard, you'll get recognized for what you do. And for you all to recognize us is more than just an honor. Being a single parent, wanting to leave a legacy for my family, has given us that opportunity to be able to do that. You guys do not realize what you all did to take the weight off of my shoulders as a man. And we're just excited about everything. I mean, you just do not realize what you did in my life.
Well, that means so much. And same thing, you don't realize how humbling it is for us to have you want to join us. I mean, I remember sitting in a bedroom by myself and Bosco going, man, are we ever going to be able to make this? And just the humbling experience of having great people want to join you, like so many of our iconic leaders come together. I truly think we can change an industry, change the outlook of people's lives, do a lot of different things by all checking our ego at the door, looking at ways to better serve people.
We've already changed the industry.
Well, we're getting started. I like to say we're just getting started.
We are getting started. The best is yet to come, and we're thankful that anything that we can help grow, we feel that we have that voice. And we always say that we're the voice for the people. And I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but you've given us that opportunity to succeed at a different level. We were just a mom and pop, and now we're still a mom and pop, but we're a part of a very special family. And you guys have changed the industry. And it's what this industry needed. Because, it's like a retread world, I don't want my baby to grow up to be a retreader from Forrest Gump. Nobody says that one day I'm going to be an insurance agent because it has a black eye. And what we've done and what we built and being able, our integrity, all the core values that we have, you guys have. And to bring the team that you've brought together is a team I wanted to be on.
Wow. Well, we're honored to be your partner. One of the other I don't know who said this. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team. And we're honored to have you guys as part of the team. And I think everybody here can now see why we're so excited to welcome Gene and Julia to the Integrity family, and can't wait to see how many more people that we can serve together. And we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. So thank you again for joining us. Really appreciate you guys. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for being with us. And God bless everybody. I hope everybody has an amazing week and look forward to seeing what we can all do together to better serve all of our communities all across the country. God bless you. Have a great day.